Hello, I'm Lisa. And what do you know about Japan? You probably know that the highest mountain in Japan is Mount Fuji. But do you know what is the shrine that has 1,000 red torii gates? The answer is... The answer is going to be revealed in the following interview. And I'm here today with the owner of Mississippi School of English in Matsusaka. Hi.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And can I ask your name?
Yes, my name is John Richards.
Very nice to meet you, John. And where are you from?
I'm from Mississippi, which is in the southern part of America.
Wonderful, great. And when did you come to Japan?
I came to Japan in 1992,
Oh.
32 years ago, and I have lived here ever since then.
Wow, that's about the same as me actually. So you've been living here from there. So what made you decide to come to Japan?
I'll give you two answers, and one is a silly one and one is a more interesting one. The silly one is, when I was in junior high school, I saw the movie Shogun. And it piqued my interest in Japan from when I was maybe 14 years old.
Right.
And ever since then, I have been interested in Japan. And that was during the 80s. Japan was the second biggest economy in the world. Japan this, Japan that. It was a real powerhouse. And
what did you like about what piqued you with Shogun? Was it the history,
the history,
culture? Yeah, right.
the history. And I was trying to learn some of the language just by watching this movie. And then in college, I took Japanese lessons.
Okay.
Also, as I mentioned, I come from Mississippi. At that time, Mississippi was a very closed location in America. You know, not so much international experience. So I lived all my life in that area. And I thought, when I graduate college, I want to see the world.
Right, as we all do.
Yes.
Often.
And so I came here and I saw this part of the world and fell in love with it.
Right, and never left.
Never left.
Wow, that's amazing. So was that the silly answer or the serious answer?
That was actually both together. The silly
Okay.
was the movie Shogun. The serious was I came here and fell in love because I wanted some international experience.
Right, okay. And so you spoke some Japanese before you came here?
Okay, silly answer again. I studied a little bit in college, and not enough to get by, but on the airplane coming here, I was looking at my textbooks, repeating to myself, Benjo wa doko desu ka? Benjo wa doko desu ka? Which translates to, where's the bathroom? Because you don't want to have a miscommunication when that moment comes up.
This is true. So, but you could get by, would you say, ordering things or, pretty quickly, or did it take you a long time to master the language?
That's a good question. There are different levels to getting by in Japan. Ordering food, things like that, I could pretty much do that at the beginning.
Yeah.
I had a difficult time reading, if something was written in hiragana or especially kanji, it took me a while to learn how to read.
Right.
But as far as the speaking and communication, that level I was okay.
Yeah. And do you read and write now?
I do.
Wow, that's amazing.
I do read. I used to write, but after using my smartphone and computer for so long, like most people, you forget how to write the kanji.
I think that's the same even for Japanese people, I hear.
Exactly.
Yeah, so... Good, great. Okay, so if you could describe Japan, as you've been here so long, in 3 words, what would they be?
Okay, I've been prepped about this question. I'm still racking my brain. But I would say, if you would indulge me, let me do 4 words.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, first one is oishii, delicious, because the food is wonderful. Kawaii, which is cute. Everything is cute here. Benri, which means convenient.
Yeah,
Japan is such a convenient place to live. I love being here. And the last one would be onsen, which is safe. I love the safety of Japan. There's not a fear of crime so much. People are careful. You do lock your car at night, such as that, but you can walk down the street and never have to worry about things.
No,
so
that's
I really
a big
like that
plus,
about Japan. Yes.
So when you say convenient, can you give us an example of what you feel is convenient?
Okay, since I think one of your targets is going to be people traveling here, I will say convenience stores.
Right.
They have so much healthy food, delicious food, junk food. Delicious food falls between healthy and junk food because the healthy food and the junk food are all delicious too.
And everything else.
And everything else.
Way more than your supermarket.
I was at a convenience store yesterday looking at the little gas tank that you put in the gas ovens for
Oh, we
camping.
gotta have those, do they?
Yes. You know,
Amazing.
normally they're this large, but at
Yeah.
the Family Mart they were like this big in a little
Wow.
corner, so that if you
I mean,
need
they have
it,
clothes if you forget, anything.
yes.
Toiletries,
Yes.
everything. It's just amazing, yeah. So
Yes.
they're really good. I think you do have some convenience stores in America, don't you? Do you have
Oh, we
7-Eleven?
do, of course.
Yeah.
We have
See,
7-Eleven,
don't.
we have those, yes.
Yeah, we don't, so it's a great plus. And kawaii, cute.
Hawaii, everything is cute.
There we go. Christmas cute Santa. Okay, and what surprised or impressed you most when you first came to Japan? What would you say?
Okay, I'll start with surprise me, and kind of a funny story. Doors are shorter here than they are in America. I am 187 centimeters tall, and doors are 185.
As you found out.
Yes, as I found out, with a lot of bumps right here. Getting on and off the train was so embarrassing my first few weeks because I forgot to duck many times.
Right, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, so if you're tall, just be careful with the doors.
But I guess on a more serious answer, the scale of things. You know, things are smaller here. Houses are smaller than what I'm used to back home.
Right.
Yards, gardens are much smaller as well.
If you have any, if you have one, yeah.
And if you've ever seen an American car side by side with a Japanese car, you know we love our trucks. And Japan loves the convenience of a fuel economy small car.
Yeah. But very amazing cars, yeah.
They are
They're
amazing and very
amazing
reliable.
cars. Yeah, reliable, everything you want in them, and plus the kitchen sink.
Yes, yes.
And what would you say with the prices? I mean, is it prices of cars differ very much between America and... I don't drive, so I'm not really up on cars.
I would say with the exchange rate, being as it is at the moment, Japanese cars are much cheaper. Much cheaper.
Yeah. Okay, so there's another plus, especially if you're a driver. And impressed you?
Things that impressed me. I've mentioned the safety already, so I'll pass that one, but that did impress me. And also the convenience of everything. One thing that really impressed me is how close you are to both a very convenient, progressive city and nature.
Right.
Japan is so close. I lived in Osaka at the beginning of my time in Japan, and I was in the middle of the city, but within a very short time, I could be in a mountain.
Okay, yeah.
And the beauty of Matsusaka, or the Mie Prefecture, is we have mountains, we have rivers, and we have oceans, nice beaches.
And very near, don't we?
Very near,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Mia does have everything in that way. Yes, and they love nature, don't they, Japanese people? So they take care, they respect nature very much.
Yes, I love the fact that most beaches are clean and most hiking trails are clean.
Yeah, so that's a really big plus if you're into nature. So, have you picked up any interesting habits or like word phrases or anything since you've been in Japan?
Well, the first one that comes to mind, because I'm looking down, is you are wearing your shoes and I'm not wearing my shoes in my own house.
That's naughty me, because normally we don't.
I told her she could wear her shoes because it's a little cold in here today. I have adopted the Japanese habit of always taking my shoes off.
Yeah.
I feel more comfortable taking shoes off inside the home.
For sure.
And even when I go home to America, I take my shoes off. For me, it feels weird to be walking across the carpet with my shoes scraping along the carpet. I like the smoothness of just wearing socks.
Generally in America, I believe people keep their shoes on. Is that right?
All the time, yes.
So for us in England, we do have the habit in your own home of taking your shoes off and putting on slippers.
Okay.
Yeah, we do generally often quite do that, but we don't do it if we go to somebody else's home. They would expect them to. So, we're kind of a hybrid, but Japan is almost everywhere is taking your shoes off, isn't it? So
yes.
I think convenient shoes, slip-on shoes.
And going to your point
handy.
about what surprised me, I'm going to go back to that previous question. Slippers for the bathroom.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, you have your house slippers that you would wear around the house, but when you go to the bathroom, well, you switch to the bathroom slippers.
Yeah,
And you wear
yeah.
that only in the bathroom, and then you come out and go to
Yeah,
your
and
house
that's the
slippers
point.
again.
Because sometimes I've forgotten to take off the bathroom slippers a few times. Come out and thought, oh no.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Big taboo there.
you know, it makes sense. It's you know, it for cleanliness and you know, yeah,
It's good
great.
common sense, actually.
Yeah, good. So slippers. What about places you visited in Japan? So you've been here 30 odd years, so
Yeah.
I guess you've been quite a few places. Where would you say impressed you the most?
I can give you a list, but I'll try to
That's
narrow it down. This year I went to Tokyo, and I was really surprised by how convenient, how urban Tokyo is, but at the same time, there is so much nature there. The parks there are giant, and there's just so much access to greenery. You know, you're living in a large city, and you know, there's so many people living there, and there are some areas that are just so crowded.
Yeah.
But if you want to go and just stretch out and lie on the grass, there's so many places you can do that. Tokyo is amazing.
Yeah.
Okinawa is beautiful.
I
I
haven't
love
been
the
there.
ocean, so going to Okinawa is always a treat. There's Okinawa. Where else? I mean, so many places here, and that I could say good things about. But one thing that comes to mind at the moment is in Japan, an interesting thing is so many local places have their own specialities as far as food goes.
Right.
And so a thing that I've done starting from maybe last year is going to many of the different cities to try their soft cream.
Okay.
The flavors of soft cream are just so delicious. And this year I tried denim softo. Soft cream
That's
is kind of
ice
like
cream for us, or whippy
Yeah.
ice cream if you're in England.
Yes. I love the fact that so many cities have so many, have their own unique flavors.
Did you say denim?
Denim, yes, I did. As in denim.
Well, I haven't eaten denim, so I mean, is it the color of it?
It's
or-
the color.
Right.
It's the blue. They use the blue dye, and in that city, it's famous for the clothing that they make. Not quite denim jeans so much, but the traditional clothing using the denim color.
Right.
And so they added that and certain flavors to their soft cream as well.
So we should have momen ice cream, the Matsusaka momen, which is the rich blue cotton. It's Matsusaka is famous for.
Yes.
But they do have some amazing flavors, don't they? Yeah,
Yes, they
it's
do.
really worth a try. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So you've been going around, and where's your favorite place for ice cream then?
You got me on the spot, but I would say denim is second, but I'll go with Kyoto. Kyoto, I had shiso
Wow.
softo, and shiso is a very, what is that in English?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
We, people that
Kind
live
of
here
heard,
too
but-
long, we
Yeah.
learn the local name and we don't know the English
I
word
don't
for
even
it.
know if we have the shiso plant in England. I'm not sure.
Shiso
It's,
is a plant that's a type of mint.
yeah, kind of a herb. It's very strong flavoured, isn't
Yes,
it? And did the ice cream taste like?
it did,
Yeah.
and it was wonderful.
Wow. So we'll have to find that. That's a quiz question.
I'll
Finding
give
out.
an example also that is very equivalent. Most people watching might understand this one. Wasabi ice cream.
Oh,
or
right.
wasabi softo. It was, I had that in Hamamatsu. And when I first saw that, I thought, wait, wasabi, this is stuff that had me tearing up the first time I had it. They put this with ice cream. Let's see what this tastes like. And it was amazing.
It's amazing, isn't it? Yeah,
Yes.
I have had that. It is good. So if you like sushi, you like wasabi, got to try the the ice cream. And have you been to Fushimi Inari Grand Shrine in Kyoto?
I don't think so.
It's got like lots and lots of 1,000 red gates, and it's on a mountain top.
Could that be the answer to your question that you asked?
It could be.
Giving away your secret.
You are obviously listening to the introduction. Well, good. Gold star to John.
I don't think I've been to them. I've been to many
Right.
other of the shrines and temples in Kyoto, but I don't think I've been to those.
Okay, it's an amazing place just because you can take such good photos just looking through and these endless gates, you know, it's just amazing. And there's a lot of climbing to do. You've got to be quite fit because it's right at the top of a mountain. But there also is one way up and another way down, so you know, you get 2 trips if you want to. You can come down the same way. You can also stop, and there's lots of stores with soft and ice cream and all kinds of things. So yeah, I recommend it. Yeah. Right. So we're going back. Well, my next thing was to do with the ice cream is the food, and what's the most unusual food that you've tried in Japan? It's probably
This answer has not changed for the last 30 years.
Right. Okay.
Crickets. Yes! Now, have you tried crickets?
I didn't. I did feed them to my mum. She didn't know they were.
How mad were you at your mom that day?
Well, it was my husband actually.
Okay.
It was actually just in the dinner, you know, in the Japanese dinner. And she was like, "What's this?" We never had the heart to tell her.
I was teaching a class, and one of my students who comes from the city of Wakayama had just visited there, and he had come back with another local specialty. I thought, oh great, we're going to try something new. And he brought out boiled crickets, and I thought, oh God, I can't be rude. Oh, an interesting taste. Mississippi is very polite, a very polite culture, Southern hospitality. So being Southern, I thought, oh, I'm going to try some more of this. Thank you so much for thinking about us. I'll try just one more. I don't want to take too many.
The problem then is you'll get another batch the next time.
Luckily, I did not.
Okay. So you wouldn't say that's your favourite?
No, it was not my favorite.
Do you have a favourite? Apart from the ice cream.
Favorite foods? I have a list of favorite foods, I can tell you. I can tell you that. Food is so good here.
Yeah, it is.
The sushi is amazing. I love sushi. I love the simple things, like going to the convenience stores like Lawson and getting an egg sandwich. They're so well made. They're so delicious.
Yeah, all the food is good wherever and cheap. You know, not just expensive restaurants. You know, cheap food is just as amazing, isn't it?
Yes, but cheap in price, not in quality.
Oh no. That's the thing. That's the beauty. Right, okay, so we're on to any funny or embarrassing language mistakes you've had. Probably not, as you're so good in Japanese.
Well, there was a procession, and amongst that procession, there were some interesting times. One time when I had first gotten off the boat, so to speak, I went to a food stall, and they were selling mochi or manju, which is a kind of mochi with a bean paste inside. And I made a mistake on the name of the bean paste. Bean paste is called anko. Now, can you guess what I said instead of anko?
I think you probably said unko.
I said unko, which means crap, feces, poop. And I looked at the man and I said, "This is really good. I love the poop inside of this." And after that, it was such a memorable experience. I have never made that mistake again.
So what did the guy say to you? Did he? Well, I suppose he was very polite, was he?
He was very polite, you know. He held back the laugh.
As they are. Yeah, no, that's easily done. Yeah, so you do have to be careful. Some words are very, very similar.
Yes.
So just be careful. But, I mean, Japanese people are very accommodating and very polite. They don't usually scream at you or laugh at you.
Yeah.
So yeah, they probably just say, "Oh yes, uncle," or something like that.
Yes.
So that's a good one. And can you share a memorable encounter you've had with a local in Japan? Again, you've probably had a lot, maybe.
Memorable encounter.
That was probably one, actually.
That was one. I'm sorry to take time.
No, that's fine.
I've had many, and I've had many memorable encounters, and you know, in general, I'm going to start by saying that you know most encounters were so positive, and people are so kind here. There have been times when I've needed help, finding my way or with a communication barrier, and people have been so helpful to me.
Yeah, last week I got on the train, I was waiting for the train, and I just happened to say to this Japanese lady who was standing next to me, do you know if this is the train to such and such? And the train was just drawing in, and yet she had a big suitcase. She got out her laptop or her iPad, she opened it, and I thought, well, we've got to get on the train in a minute. It took a while to come on, and then we got on the train. She was still with her iPad, and I was trying to help her. And she looked everything up for me, so that was just, that kind of thing. Amazing.
To contribute to that, just the hospitality of people, and I'm going to have to give you generalities. I enjoy surfing, and going surfing, people have been very kind to, as a beginner, point out what I needed to do. People coming to help me when I've had car trouble. One time while driving through the mountains, I hit a patch of ice on the road, and my car just went into the ditch. Several cars stopped, and we lifted my car out of the ditch and put it back onto the street.
That's amazing.
Yes, things like that. It just, people are very helpful. I would say every day there's some type of memorable experience, so it's really hard for me to pin down. Well, because I just kind of get used to them.
Very positive, yes. People are so considerate here, aren't they? I think for other people, you see that around with, nature, as we're saying. Yeah, that's good. And do you plan on living in Japan, continuing living in Japan, or do you think you'll go back to your country at some point, or elsewhere?
I love my home. I love my family back home, and I'm happy to go visit them. Mm-hmm. But Japan is my home too.
Right.
And if you think about it, if you do the numbers, and I'm not saying how old I am, I have lived in Japan longer than I have lived in America.
Okay.
I love this country. I plan to stay here all my life. I do have children that live here, and one day, hopefully, I'll have grandkids. And live long enough to have great grandkids.
That's a big pull. But it seems like that even if you didn't, probably you love the culture so much, and you love Japan so much, you probably would anyway.
Yes, I've really set down roots here. I have several jobs doing different things. I've, bought a home. So yes.
Great, good. Made your life here. And do you have anything further that you'd like to tell us about living in Japan, or any advice to people who might be moving to Japan or thinking about it or traveling?
First of all, do it. Okay, is that enough? No. I would say, again, do it. Come to Japan, either to travel or to live, or just to work for a year or two and then go back. You'll have a really wonderful experience, I'm sure. If my advice to everyone coming here is learn at least a few words. And I can give you a quick lesson here. For example, you say sumimasen. Sumimasen just means excuse me or I'm sorry. And when you use that, many local people, they are so happy that you took the time to learn a polite phrase. And they are very appreciative of that. You can get by with English in most situations, especially in the city, more so than the countryside. But if you take the effort to learn some of the language, people will appreciate that.
Yes, I think, it's like anywhere, isn't it? You go, really, if you just make that effort, then people are, willing to help you more. And as you say, they are very accommodating, very considerate. So they will help you. You won't be stuck. And like John, you may have a very positive experience, and you may want to spend the rest of your life here. So who knows?
Watch out. You might fall in love, stay here, and have kids in the house. So be careful.
Think about it carefully, but do it. Yes. Okay, thank you very much, John. And goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Okay, so John, do you have any tips, any advice for somebody who's wanting to start their own business? I mean, you've had your own business here for many, many years now, and it's very successful. So, any tips?
How many hours do you have? I'll try to give an answer on 2 different topics. One, use good people for, if you're working in a business, use good people for the paperwork.
That's important.
Your accountant and all that. Someone to communicate with your customers. That's very important.
Right.
But to keep your business going for a long time, and my business is teaching English. I have an Eikaiwa, so that's an English language school. The most important thing is enjoy it. I enjoy what I do, and so how I teach in my classroom is enjoyable for the students.
For sure.
And I am lucky in that I have teaching experience in many different locations. I teach at universities. I teach at high school. I teach at kindergartens as well, and my own private school. And the wonderful thing about teaching at my own school, my business, is my students don't graduate so much. And what I mean by that is I have students who begin when they are 4 to 5 years old, and then they continue for 6, 7, 8 years. The wonderful thing is I get to watch them grow up.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. And I've been doing this for 30-something years, so I have students now who have gone on to become teachers of their own.
Yeah, wonderful.
And they tell me that we enjoy using the techniques that we saw you do.
That's satisfying, isn't it?
Very nice. So, but to answer your question, enjoy what you do, because and see it as an opportunity to. Okay, it's going to be a little philosophical, but see what you do as an opportunity to be a bridge between 2 cultures.
Right. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. I'm certainly teaching English, but I also think something else that comes out of that is to be versatile. Yeah. If you've got versatility, you can work in lots of different situations with different people. So.
My student body ranges from 3 years old to 80.
Yep, mine too, so yeah.
Versatility is a requirement.
It certainly is. But that's what, keeps us young, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Great, so that's your main, and I think you said you had one more.
Advice? Well, no, what I meant was at the beginning, have good people to support you.
Okay, yeah.
Your accountants and all of that. Don't try to take on everything by yourself.
Yeah.
Many people do that, and if you do, you're going to limit yourself.
Yeah, and also get very stressed, probably.
Very stressed. Yes. But then also, throw yourself into the work. And, the parts of it that you really love, do that. Enjoy what you're doing.
The same with everything, isn't it? If you enjoy it, and especially if you're teaching, obviously, hopefully your students will. So,
yeah.
And they'll stay with you, or whatever business you want to do. It's the same, isn't it? Enjoy what you do.
Enjoy what you do. No, enjoy what you do, and you never have to work again.
Right. Indeed. Best advice. Thank you very much, Tom.
You're welcome.